Observers are monitoring the fallout which may come following BEC workers' defiant stance. Fern Carey tells us tonight that the workers, angered by BEC Chairman Leslie Miller's restrictions on overtime and a plan to implement a shift system, are making their position clear.
Members of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union advised the government that effective immediately, BEC employees throughout the country will not be working any more overtime.
We will not work any overtime, seeing that overtime is an issue. We have sent directive from Bimini to the north, to Inagua and Cricket Island to the south, that no employee is to work any overtime. So when the light turn off in the night, expect the light to stay off in the night, or call the chairman. Tell him come and get the bucket truck, and tell him go up on the pole and fix the light.
The union's defiant stance comes on the heels of comments made by Executive Chairman of BEC, Leslie Miller. Miller blasted BEC workers for what he called excessive overtime payments, noting that some employees can make up to $100,000 in overtime on their base salary. Miller indicated that the excessive overtime is driving up the cost of electricity. However, Green accused Miller of not telling the whole story, noting that employees cannot work overtime unless they are authorized to do so.
Senior management of the corporation at the AGM, DGM, GM level is responsible, and the chairman level. They're responsible to authorize overtime. Nobody you see out here, including managers who are out here today, can authorize overtime. None of them. So if anybody is to work, they have to receive a call, and management has to say to them, I need you to work. The chairman is not saying that. He needs to say that. He needs to be honest with the Bahamian people and say, at his level, he authorizes it. At the GM's level, they authorize it. At the AGM's level, they authorize overtime. They are the people that authorize overtime.
Now, a new shift system is expected to come on stream on February 1st in an effort to reduce overtime. However, Green says BEC employees are not expected to comply.
The union in this hostile environment will not entertain any flexible change. When we have a new executive management team that comes in and that is prepared to foster a harmonious relationship with the union, then we will sit down and we will discuss it reasonably. Until then, no.
Meantime, President of the NCTU is calling on the government to investigate the management here at BEC in order to promote good industrial relations moving forward.
I think the Prime Minister and the Minister of Labor and the Ministry of Works, who are directly responsible for this corporation, needs to deal with the chairman and the board of this corporation. And as I said, on that board, there are persons who claim that they're in the trade union movement, who should be advising the chairman of this board not to be saying the things and doing the things that he is doing. That is why they are put on those boards, to create industrial harmony. And it perturbs me that persons sit on that board who are trade unionists and are allowing these things to happen. Then we need to examine the board maybe, and the removal of some of the members of the board.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Well, Bahamas Electricity Corporation Executive Chairman Leslie Miller responded to claims by President of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union that only executive management can authorize overtime. In fact, Mr. Miller said in a telephone interview with ZNS News late this afternoon that that claim is false. BEC's chairman indicated that BEWU President Stefano Green is a supervisor who selects from a roster who can work overtime in his department. He compared this situation to the former Free National Movement Administration's overtime dilemma with the Customs Department.